Welcome, all you entertainment holics out there in entertainment land. It's time yet again for another thrilling, exciting installment of, you guessed it, Wicked Entertaining. Coming at you live every Friday night, 6 p.m. Pacific Time. That's 9 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on Rock Rage Radio and Rock Rage Live. You can watch us live also on our YouTube channel. Just type in Get Real Global TV and you can find us right on there. We're also Get Real Global TV on Twitch and TikTok. And you can check out our Linktree page to see all of our social media and website links. Just type in at Jennifer DeVoe Muse on Linktree and you can find me. You can also check out our radio station, Get Real Global Radio, KGRL, on Spreaker. We're also syndicated on iHeartRadio, Spotify, YouTube Music, TuneIn, Amazon Music, Audible, Apple Podcasts, SiriusXM, and Pandora. Plus pretty much everywhere else you can watch or listen to podcasts. We're distributed by Sony Music Entertainment, Sony Music Publishing, The Orchard by Sony, and 50/50 Global Music Incorporated. I'm your hostess with the mostest, Jennifer DeVoe Muse. Hello to everyone watching or listening to this broadcast around the world. Let's all say hello to the sultry, solitary Amy Bowman.
Hey! Hello, everybody. What's up?
And right now I'd be announcing the Mag Daddy of Metal, Tyler Staver.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah. I'm just gonna say he's probably out there somewhere, and I don't know, somewhere
Cowtown.
out there. Remember that? What was that song on that movie with the mouse and stuff? And he sang that song somewhere out there. Something.
Oh, the mouse. Yeah.
Yeah, Fievel.
Yeah.
Fievel, that little ass.
Fievel. Whatever. Yeah.
That sounds like a dick. Oh, what's up, Amy?
Oh, well, Sensation's got something going on. We made a little video Tuesday night.
No way.
Yeah. Coming up.
First official song
Yeah.
video with Sensation.
Yeah. I'm excited about it.
I can't wait to hear you
Me
growl.
too.
Because I'm gonna hear. It's gonna be awesome. I'm very excited. I'm very, very excited. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm excited. I wish I could
Shameless promotions.
see it in person. Well, you already know the second that motherfucker goes to release, your ass is a guest, not just a co-host. You're gonna become the guest along with Sammy and whoever else from Sensation is gonna.
That'd be cool.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. You're the lead singer and the bassist.
Yeah.
You're getting interviewed now, not just the interviewer. Interviewee. See what I'm saying? Yeah.
That'd be fun.
I mean,
Sure.
remember back in the day, with that other band that shall remain nameless.
That old band.
That old band, and when I used to interview you.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Once in a while, I'd get a word in,
Well, the thing that shall remain nameless tended to have a lot of. Oh, I didn't say that. What are you talking about? Oh, he might be watching right now. I'm scared.
Oops.
Oh wait, I was unfriended, but he keeps tagging me yet on fucking Instagram. So I think that's funny. Like, I don't mean shit to you, and you've gotten rid of me as a friend because I didn't, kiss your ass or whatever the fuck. And
Oh, my word.
I'm sorry I chose your wife. And I will choose her in every life.
Yeah, whatever.
I don't give a fuck. You already know me.
Yep.
I'm unapologetic. I do me, and I don't care.
Yep.
Because, I'm sorry, at the end of the day, I know what I know. And yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know what I know, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Um, well, somewhere out there is a lovely man named Shiler Staber. Mac Daddy would know.
Somewhere.
Maybe he'll join us tonight, and maybe he won't.
That'd be cool.
So shout out to my new friend Christina Avila from Connecticut.
Oh.
She is a powerhouse PR person. This woman, holy Hannah, she filled our April dates. She filled our May dates. She filled our June. She filled our July. She's working on
Wow.
August.
Woo.
Just for this one show. She's just filling it. So
Well, how cool is that?
dude, she on it. She's on it. I'm just saying. Our guest that's here with us that I'm about to bring on, he is one of her people that she does PR for, and I think it's amazing. And he's gonna tell us some awesome stories about
Wow.
many things. I've already been having a great time with him, and we hadn't even gone on air yet. I'm just saying, I was having a
Wow.
blast. But shout out to Christina Avila, who I did her interview last night, which I'll be playing it. She had to pre-record; she couldn't be live, so I pre-recorded it, and then so we're gonna play it during a future broadcast. I'm gonna try to
Cool.
play it next week, if possible. I'm trying to play hers because we got two guests next week. I've got Rick Fox at 8, and I got somebody else at 9. It's like packed.
Nice. Okay.
It's fudge packed. I'm just kidding. No, it's it's fine. I'm being stupid. Anyway, but shout out to her and all the hard work she does because she's definitely a powerhouse. So I
Wow.
appreciate
Well, thank you for that.
Christina. I really do. And if you need PR, I don't know how if this woman has even remotely any more time for any other damn person, considering how many people she's got on her roster. Um,
Hmm.
but
Wow.
if you need PR work, she's definitely the one.
Cool.
All right. Well, I want to bring on our incredibly gifted and talented next artist because he's a powerhouse himself. This man's got like 9, 10, 20 bands. I don't know. He's involved in a lot of stuff. So I'm very excited to talk to him. I want to bring on singer, guitarist Carlos Arroyo.
Hey, what's going on, ladies? Yeah, you missed it,
Hi.
Amy. We were having a fun time before we even went on the air. It was crazy, and again, and thank you to Christina for getting us all together. And you
Nice.
girls,
Yes.
yeah, and you girls were cracking me up. I can't remember what I had for breakfast, and you girls are remembering the movie Fievel.
An American Tale.
The American Tale. See, she's good. She's really
American
good.
Tail.
Too funny. Well, thank you and welcome to our show. I'm very
Yeah.
excited to have you on as a guest.
Glad to have you.
And thank you for having me. I feel privileged. This is fun. You ladies are fun.
We try. We try. And I mean, yeah, I took a shot earlier and I smoked some weed, and then now I'm ready to go.
We
And
saw you.
there's a reason I can't remember because I partied a lot in my day. So did a lot of partying in the 70s and the 80s, and now I've been sober 31 years.
Ooh,
I tell
wow.
people,
Good.
I tell people all the time, how they say, oh, they blame it on like, oh, I did acid in the '60s. I'm like, no, I did acid in the '90s. See, it was a whole new era, and that's where probably half of my brain has gone. Was all those tabs of acid? I think it was like my own personal, you know, what's that web Woodstock?
Oh.
Woodstock
Mm.
Yeah, Woodstock lasted 4 days, and it's lasted 20 years here. Yeah, so for Jenny.
Nobody's ever heard. No, I'm glad I don't do all that shit anymore. here and there. I smoke weed regularly, but a lot of that helps me with my pain. Like when you
Sure.
start getting older and shit, you start feeling all the stuff you didn't feel when you're in your 20s.
Yeah.
The hell out of yourself, not realizing, oh, now fast forward, you're in your 50s. Well, now you're feeling the shit that you did to
Yeah.
yourself in your 20s and 30s and or 40s, and now you're like, damn, I wish I hadn't done all that.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
my doctor says it's not the years, it's the mileage that's kicking my butt.
Christina
Oh,
says,
yeah.
hola, Jennifer DeVoe Muse. Hola, Amy. Hola, Carlos Arroyo. What's up, Christina? Woo-hoo. I knew she'd be here. I knew it. She's very supportive.
Yeah, she's a doll. She's a nut, but she's a doll. She
broke her fibula. So now she broke her fibula the other day. So now she's got a boot on her leg. So I feel bad.
Oh, gosh.
So she's a trooper, I tell you. That woman's a trooper.
Yeah,
Wow.
she really is.
She's a go-getter. That's what I'm like. I'm like, dude, I will support you all day and then some.
Man.
I think that's what we should be doing as people in the industry, as helping to nurture and foster the next generation, as well as helping one another in the community. Because, you know what I mean? I hate that all like that. Oh, it's all, like competition and, oh, we need to all be stabbing each other in the back and, no.
Yeah.
Why? You know what I mean? Why? What's the point?
Yeah, we've kind of gotten past all that. Like that was the 70s and the 80s for us. That's how all the bands were. And now we're all, we're all old, and that's the point for us. We do so much work, charity work, and so many concerts for everything from alcohol abuse to child abuse to, besides the music we play, we do so much to give back. And it's awesome. I just love, my wife says you're a professional volunteer. You don't say no and you just go, like, yeah.
We need more people like that in the world, like you know what I mean? Like if there was more people out there that felt like that or thought like that, like I'm most people like, I mean, please, how many artists did I manage at one point, Amy? 30.
Gosh, it must have been 25, 30.
Not a one paid me a dime. Oh, except for, Mr. Scrooge McDuck. He she knows what I'm talking about. He gave me a little pittance of money here or there, but like comparatively to what I do for people, like I don't know, I don't know why I don't like charge motherfuckers. I don't know, like bands, like I'm just a big supporter and like, okay, so you're on my show and we all give to each other and we all work together and I'll come to your concerts. I mean, pretty much my entire like career has been getting paid in tickets.
Yeah, it's a lot of camaraderie now.
Because I know what it takes for that artist had to pay for that gas to get there. They had to buy equipment. They had to do all these different things. And sometimes you have to pay to play at some of these venues like the Whiskey A Go-Go. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
out of your pocket. You're already paying all this money, and most of you probably work a day job because you're not getting enough gigs or whatever to support your bills. It's expensive as hell to live nowadays. So, you know what I mean? Like, you got to do what you got to do. And a lot of people don't get it. Like, that's why I'm not sitting here trying to rip people off. Be like, oh, I got to charge you all this money and this, that, and another thing. I don't have time for that. You come on my show, I come see your concert, you get me in for free, rock on. I'm happy. I don't have time for all that. And I get to see an amazing show. All the other bands that are playing before you or after you, or it's just, you know what I mean? I like that experience. I don't think it has to be all selfishness and stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, the definition of a musician. A musician puts $5,000 worth of equipment into a $300 car, drives 4 hours for $50.
Yeah. No, because we love the craft.
We do.
Yes.
I've been a musician since I was a kid. You know what I mean? Like I
Hmm.
love music. I love movies and television and just the wonderfulness of all of it. I've been on movies and TV shows. I've done so many
Yeah.
awesome things. I was sports correspondent for WWE. They pay me in tickets. They leave 4 tickets at the box office for me. I go cover the wrestling event and write about it and take pictures and videos and awesome stuff. And that's what I'm saying. Like I've had the most amazing career, and I still work a day job, and I still like, you know what I mean? you know, so you understand, you know what I mean? Like this, you got to do what you got to do. But if you truly love that, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? I've been a seat filler for concerts and different things, comedy specials, whatever. So I get paid to do that, which is awesome. So that's like side gig, like a side job, background acting. you know?
No, it's totally true. It's totally true. I mean, I've had corporate gig jobs a lot of my life. I was vice president of the company. It was, regional director of multiple offices, while I'm still playing my music because I had, right before COVID, I had a stroke.
Oh,
And
sorry about
I
that.
had a stroke and I couldn't talk. I couldn't move. I was, you know, and luckily the paramedics were there, got me to the hospital, and within 24 hours I was talking. Within 48 hours they go, "We're going to send you to rehab." I go, "No, I've got to go home today." He goes, "Why?" Because I have a gig the next day. I have 2 new songs I have to learn. He goes, "You're not going to play guitar for a couple of months." I go, "I'm going to be playing guitar in a couple of hours." And they sent me home, and I did a live concert that was televised. I had the same thing with a heart problem, and they did a heart procedure on me. They on a Wednesday night, Friday. He goes, "You're going to be on stage, aren't you?" I go, "Yes, I am." And I went and did a concert Friday. And my doctor finally told me,
That's
he goes, he goes,
dedication.
yeah, and he goes, "We found your medicine. It's music. You don't need pills. You don't need any of that stuff. Just always play
Yeah.
music, and you're gonna always." I tell people, I'm gonna live it to be 300, and I'm still gonna be playing in bands. Probably not 7 or 8, maybe 2 or 3. I'm gonna tone it down. I heard men slow down at the age of 250, 260.
Like
So
Yeah.
you mean
you
like
know,
Keith Richards? You mean like Keith Richards?
yeah, I'm gonna be. It'll be me and Keith. We're still gonna be playing. Yeah,
Gary from like us,
yeah.
Aerosmith. They're
We'll
all
probably
still
be all
playing.
in the same band, because everyone else is gone. So
They're like the preserved grapes. I think they drank formaldehyde a long time ago, and they're just gonna stay, the way they are.
exactly. They'll have to wheel me on stage, but I'll be there. I will be there.
So how many bands are you in currently, Carlos?
Right now, it's down to 7.
Oh wow,
I'm
you're down to
I'm just
seven.
playing. Yeah, well, I have my Jimi Hendrix band, Stone Free. That's the one I wear the makeup, the afro. I burn and smash guitars. We do full concerts in their entirety. Like this week, we'll do let's do the Band of Gypsies concert in its entirety. Next week, we'll do the Monterey Pop concert with the full costumes.
How
Burn and
many
smash the guitars and stuff. So
how many
every
shows
time
are
I
you
do a show, it's never the same. Yeah, it's never the same show. So that's my the band that I play in the most. But then it just turned into, well, can you play with us here? And next thing I know, okay, I'm in another band. And he goes, "Hey, I have a project you'd be perfect for." I go, "Oh, okay. What are you looking for?" A guitarist that can sing and can produce and can write material. Uh,
wow?
okay, let me hear your music. I go, "Yeah, I see what you need. I know what you're talking about." And next thing you know, that's another band. And it always turns into that. I'll go to shows, outdoor shows, and it's like, "Oh, will you get up and do a couple of songs with us?" I go, "Sure, I would love to." Yeah,
That's
I did. Rick Fox, you mentioned with Rick.
yeah.
We go back. We go back.
Next week. Yeah.
Yeah, we go back to the 80s, Rick and I. And we were doing a benefit concert, Freedom Fest,
Oh wow.
for addiction, alcohol addiction and recovery. And the promoter comes to me and goes, "Well, I have to talk to you." I go, "What's the problem?" And he goes, "There's a band that's going to be playing Dexter." He goes, "Oh, yeah, I know Dex. Dex is great." Well, he's got an all-star band. He's got members of Chicago and Toto, and Dead and Aerosmith and all that. He goes, "Yeah." So he has an all-star jam band that's going to be playing. I go, okay, what's the problem? Because you have to follow him
Are you
with
talking
your
about
band.
Michael C. Hall?
Yeah, he just had a.
Dexter, like Michael C. Hall?
No, not that. No, it's a friend, Dexter. Great singer, great singer.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so I go, well, I got to follow him. Okay, that's not a problem. So I did the same thing. I called Rick Fox, was the first person I called. I go, Rick, I have a benefit concert. Would you come and play with us? And he goes, yeah, what songs? And it was our Hendrix band, so he goes, yeah, no problems. Then I called the singer from Survivor, the band Survivor. He came down and played with us, So I wound up getting all these all-star musicians to play, and we went out there and just destroyed it. It killed it all. The following year, when we were going to do the concert again, the promoter goes, hey, that was an amazing show last year. We have a problem. I go, what's the problem? No one wants to follow you, so you have to play at the end. Because everyone's saying, but I've always... we're passionate people, musicians. We all are. We're very passionate people, and I've been blessed. I've gotten to play shows with Michael Schenker Group. I've gotten to play with UFO, with Great White. I've played with everybody. I've done shows with them as an opening act or as a headlining band. I've had bands open for me that are now giant bands also. During our careers, because we all played together. That we all grew up together, playing and stuff. But I always used to tell my band, I don't care who we play with. Just remember, tonight, we're going to rise to a new height. They're going to remember that we opened for them today. And it's always been that way. It's never been like, oh, man, that show sucked. No, every show is like, follow that. Have some fun with that, So it's just fun. It's been a challenge and just been blessed to, in my career to be able to play with some of my idols, So it's been great. Yeah, it's been great. And I still got, I'm not 300 yet, so I have a lot of idols and people I still want to play with, So
You got a ways to go, right? Yeah.
Oh, I got a ways to go. I'm going to be playing with some of those guys' great grandkids on stage, because they'll be gone.
Still be alive.
Yeah, just me and Keith. Me and Keith. I may be in the Rolling Stones, 200 years from now. You never know.
Because they're still all going to be alive.
They're going to still all be alive.
Right. We got one more tour left in us. We got it.
Yeah. But you've seen that cartoon. I saw this cartoon that I thought was funny. They show God, and he's talking to Adam, and Eve's next to him, and in the corner there's Keith Richards, right? And he's saying, well, Adam, this is Eve. She's made from your rib. You have to take care of her and love her. And she goes, who's that guy in the corner? He goes, I don't know. He's been here longer than me.
Oh, that's funny.
That's about right, too,
Been around since before time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Now, but like I say, I'm playing right now in like 7 bands. My Hendrix band is my really fun band because I get to destroy the stage and do all of that stuff. I had this, I was doing a Thanksgiving concert, and this young lady in pigtails, little blonde hair with glasses comes over. She goes, wow, what a great show. Because I'd love to play with you sometime. I sing. Great. Here's my card. Why don't you call me sometime and come down to rehearsal? We'll jam together. She goes, well, can I audition for you and stuff? I go, yeah. And this is when we're tearing the stage. It was a big concert we just finished, televised concert. She goes, can I audition for you? I go, sure. Can I do it now? I go, well, we're tearing this. So go ahead. And she just blew my mind. There were 7 of us left there, and all of us just stopped what we were doing. It's like, wow. Her name's Erin Lee Smith. And I go, why don't you play this Christmas concert I have to do? And she goes, I'd love to. I go, okay, well, get a hold of me. Let's do some rehearsing and we'll do this show. Well, we couldn't get in touch with each other, couldn't get in touch. So Christmas, I'm doing this concert. She walks up to the stage all in a glitter dress and boots and just looking amazing. Yeah, the whole thing. And she goes, so what am I singing? I'm like, what would you like to sing? Because can I do Have Yourself a Merry Christmas by Judy Garland style? And I'm like, sure. And she just killed it. And she's in my Echoes of the Soul band. And And this young girl is just, I wind up, she goes, just Google me, look at my website. And I went on there and looked. She's an actress. She's played on Law and Order for a season. She's done musicals and plays and in New York and just, but she had never played in a band before.
Oh, wow.
Never. And this was her first band. And so I had her join our band because she has kind of the pulse of the new stuff that's going on. I'm more old school and my band members are kind of old school. And for us to want to do like the casinos and a lot of those kind of shows, when we were going to clubs as kids, 20s, 30s, we listened to our music, our 20s, 30s, our stuff. Now the people that are going to the casinos and those kind of shows are in their 20s and 30s and they want to hear their stuff. So I got her in the band to do that band, but then she grew up, her parents are old school, and she knew Aretha Franklin and Janis Joplin and all of this stuff. And you're like, and she goes, you could sing that stuff? She goes, yeah, this little blonde haired girl with had pigtails on can sing Aretha Franklin and Janis. And I was like, okay, I guess we have to start. Yeah, we have to start another chapter of this band, and then people ask us, classic rock, do you guys know? Okay, we have to start a classic rock band. So it's now Echoes of the Soul 60s / classic rock / today's hits. And she just finished a 2-week musical of Cabaret in Los Angeles.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and she was in New York before that and in Seattle before that. So yeah, she winds up being and kind of gave us some energy, all us older guys, this young energy coming on stage and with this amazing voice. And it's been a real ride. It's been a lot of fun with her.
Sounds amazing.
That's really cool. Where are you based out of?
Well, I lived in Orange County, California, but I just moved to Tennessee 4 weeks ago.
Okay.
I moved out here.
How do you like living in Tennessee?
Oh, it's beautiful. It's just this week was 2 tornado warnings. Our electricity went off and we had to go down to the basement, and do that. I went to the store around the corner and it was just cloudy. Next thing I know, it is raining and the winds. I couldn't get out of my car. I'm trying to open my doors. I couldn't get out of my car. I finally kicked the doors open and the guy at the store, get in here. We had to all go in the cooler. So it's been a very interesting week, but I tell people, you know what? I'm going to be here till I'm 300. I have a lot of work to still do and God has a lot of work for me to still do. He doesn't need me up there. I'm needed here. So, I'm helping all the alcoholics. I'm helping anyone that needs a musician or a guitar player. That's me. You got a cause. That's me. I'll be there. So I wasn't worried. I just thought I'd like to get out of my car just in case the tornado comes, So.
Yeah, that would help.
Yeah, that would help. I just wanted to be out of the car, that's all. Just, but it was just, it was something else, an experience, but the people here are amazing. I was here one day and I met Steve Miller's manager at a dinner, and I wind up, I'm meeting all these musicians. I just met my neighbor across the street. He's the engineer. He played guitar and stuff, has his own studio there for Buddy Miles. Hendrix guy played with Mitch Mitchell. He's played with all of these great musicians. I go, this is so nice meeting a neighbor like that with his own studio right across the street. So I've been meeting just a ton of people. It's nuts. I've only been here, like I said, I've been here now for a month today, 4 weeks today. And I've met so many people and got invited to so many jams because of Christina. Christina's, it's like Christina.
Tell us all what happened, what you were telling me earlier.
Yeah, I was going to move to out here, and I told Christina about it. And 2 months before we moved out here, I'm getting all of these people. Hey, can you play with us on this day? Can you jam with us? We got an open mic. I go, I haven't moved there yet. I'm not even unpacked. I go, give me a little time. And then now I have shows, I had commitments in LA. So I have concerts I'm doing in LA, in May. In May, I'm doing the AA convention. It's huge in Orange County. It's their 40th anniversary. And we decided to put on a 40 years of music show. with changing costumes and stuff. So it's 80s, 90s, all the way through now, so I had to take the spandex out of my closet, to see if I still fit in it, and surprisingly, I still do. Yeah. My wife says, wow, you still fit in it. I go, no, babe, this stuff stretches.
Thank God, right?
Yeah, so going to be doing an 80s set and then changing with the baggy pants and the hoodie, and stuff to do today's music, to have that gangster type look and, and we're doing some Eminem, and just, that kind of era stuff too, changing for that kind of stuff. So it should be a blast. It should be a blast doing 40 years of music,
Yeah, that should be a blast. Oh, I almost want to go just to go.
Yeah, it is. It is. It is so much fun. And then we're doing Freedom Fest again. We do every year. I think this is our 15th year. It's a huge concert. That's where Rick came down and helped me out that year to play. And I'll be playing in
Freedom Fest. What is that?
Freedom Fest. It's a fundraiser for addiction and for alcohol and drug addiction.
I love it.
And there's a lot of sober houses out here. With the inpatients that live there and stuff. So we do this huge concert for money to help distribute it to the houses and to the causes and do that. None of us get paid for it. And there's, we'll do, sometimes we've done it where it's been a 2-day festival with 20 to 30 bands, so coordinating 30 bands, building the stages, because we build the stages, 2 separate stages, so one band's playing, one band is setting up and 2 PA systems, 2 boards, just, and it's crazy. And those are fun because it always winds up, oh man, we haven't played together in 20 years. Come up and do a couple songs with me, and it turns into this thing. And at the end, it always turns into an all-star jam. And that is just musicians coming up in and out, just playing. And it is just so much fun. And at the end, like I said, we raised a lot of money for some great causes. Yeah, so that's coming up in June, and June 28th, I believe, and then June 27th, I'm playing at Lifelines at the Crossing. So I'll be playing there. I got asked to play there 13 years ago by a friend, and she goes, I need a guitar player. Can you play tomorrow night? I go, okay, what songs do you want me to play? Okay, I'll work on them tonight. I'll meet you. So I get out there to play, and the funny thing is, the bass player and the drummer, I introduce myself. We start talking. He goes, so Carlos, who'd you play with in the 80s? I go, my band Dungeon. And they both just look white as ghosts. Like, why? He goes, I did a concert with you. The drummer, he goes, I was 19 years old. It was the first time I ever did a live show. My band got chosen to open for Dungeon. He goes, I was so nervous, and it was my first show, and stuff. It's like, wow. And then the other guy goes, I did 2 concerts with you at the Rhys Miller's house, the big concert place in Reseda, the big concert hall. And he goes, and we did 2 shows with you. And he goes, here's a picture of my band in those days. I go, I got something better. And I got on my phone. Here's pictures from that show. And I had a bunch of pictures from that show. And we just sat there. We had the best first gig ever of all of us just playing together. There was so much energy, it was just, it was so much fun. And I still play with them. We still get together, and they play a lot of times Freedom Fest. They go, hey, I'm going to come down. I'll bring a bass. I go, bring a bass. I'll have drums for you. So.
That's how music brings people together. I mean, it becomes like family. It's crazy how it does.
Oh, it is. It is. And then you get people that, like I say, people I haven't seen in years, or people I've never met. I'd never met the singer from Survivor or Uriah Heep and all of these musicians, and they're playing with us. Can I do a song with you? I did a show for a friend of mine has a Stevie Ray Vaughan tribute band.
Oh, wow. Great
band. I did this concert, and we were the headliner, my Hendrix band, and there were 6 bands, a Black Sabbath band, a Foghat. It was a great lineup, and 2 stages. So on the stage we were going to play on at the end, the Stevie Ray Vaughan tribute band played, and it was like, wow, this guy's great. So he finished his set, and I go, leave your amp on stage and leave your guitar. I'm going to bring you up during the encore, and you're going to play with me. Great. So the next stage was a Robin Trower tribute band. And I love Robin Trower,
Yeah.
very same style as Hendrix, Stevie Ray Vaughan, and that same bluesy thing. He played it. He was great. I go, hey, grab your amp, put it on the right side of the stage. I'm going to bring you up to play.
Oh, wow.
So we were supposed to play. We were the last band, played till midnight. It's now 2:30 in the morning, and we're still playing because we just couldn't get off the stage. Finally, the guy goes, we're closed. This place is full. I'm not going to be able to get anyone out. We're closed. Can't sell alcohol. We can't do anything. You've got to get off the stage. But it was one of those magic nights. And ever since then, we've, anytime we've had something going on, hey, bring a guitar. Can you come down and play? And we're always playing. And it's always magic. It turns into magic when you're playing with those gifted musicians that just give it all. And I live for those kind of days, man. I get on a stage. That's the closest thing to heaven. It's just being out there. And it's not the crowd reaction. It's just that finding the vibe. I tell a lot of young musicians, what you need to do as a young musician, it's not just learn every note that Yngwie Malmsteen plays or Michael Schenker or Jimi Hendrix. It's not about learning note for note every single thing you do, because you find the pocket. That's what music's about. You get up there, especially you're playing with musicians, find the pocket and ride it. From there, then everyone can take turns. You can do stuff, and it's amazing. He goes, you get off that stage thinking like, wow, that's what music's all about.
Right.
That's cool.
And it is. I every time I do a show where there's a lot of bands, I go, we're going to have some magic tonight. We're going to make magic tonight.
Yeah. My gosh. I love that outlook. Look at you. I love that.
I get all excited when we start talking about stuff like that. I feel so alive when I'm on a stage. Like I said, I had the stroke and I had that heart problem, and then 2 days later I was doing a full concert, and it was just like, you're not going to keep me off that stage. You're not going to do it.
Wow.
I've only missed one show. I've been playing in bands professionally since I was 14, and I'm 69. And I've only missed one show, and that's because my appendix ruptured a couple of hours before I was supposed to be on stage. And the doctor, I'm out, so I missed a show. And the drummer got so mad at me. He goes, I can't believe he missed a show. And Randy, bass player, goes, he almost died. He goes, yeah, but he never misses shows. Yeah, he could have been here if he really wanted to. With a tube in my arm and on a gurney, on a gurney with a tube and on life support, and just give him a guitar. He'll do it. He just can't play with his teeth with a mask on.
So. Nice. All right.
What are you talking about? What?
He's breathing. He's got a pulse.
Gotcha. Somebody wheel him out there. It's good.
Yeah, he can do it. And the funny thing with that too is, because the rupture was so bad and it was the infection. He says you have to stay here for a month. I called my sister. I go, come get me that next morning. He goes, no, you have to be here for a month. I go, I'm going home. He goes, I'm not staying here. I go, hospital's no place to get well. I'm going home to get well. Listen to music, grab a guitar, and just ready to play.
Be where the medicine is. Your music.
Yep, I know where the medicine is.
Yeah.
Yep, it's in a guitar case.
Yeah.
Yep. Most people keep medicine in their cabinet. Mine is in a guitar case. That's my medicine.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
It's very therapeutic. A lot of people don't realize that. How
Yes.
therapeutic things like that are.
Yeah.
Do things that you love, you know what I mean, and the rest will follow. Like, you just gotta follow your path, follow your dream.
Yeah. That's what I tell people. Follow that path. Find that passion and find the pocket, because life is a pocket. You've got to find the things that are going to make you happy. The path that's going to give you the most happiness and joy. It's you have a choice: live a miserable life or a happy life. Right. I'm going to choose happiness. And like I said, we've all gone through the hard things. I mean, but you've got to rise above it and have faith. You got to have faith and rise above it and find the best in situations, the best in people. Because I played with a lot of jerks over my life, And
they're out there.
They're out there, and I don't do that anymore. I get to a point. It's like, oh, he's being a jerk. You're fired. He goes, call Bob up. See if he can get me a drummer for next week. You know, it's like, no, life's too short.
I love
It's too
it.
short. Yeah.
Yeah, it really is. It's too short for that stuff anymore. I've come to realize the same thing.
I
Yeah.
tell artists
Yeah.
to build like a base of
Hmm.
different people like you've done, where you have all these different, contacts that, play drums or play guitar or play bass or play xylophone or whatever, you know what I mean? And you
Yeah.
just hit them up and be like, "Hey, I got this gig." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I tell all these artists all the time, build a base, build a community,
Yeah.
like meet all these people. Don't be, you know what I mean? You got to, because if you're a good person and they're a good person, you'll work good together, and you make great music, great art,
Yeah.
great whatever. And
Right.
a lot of people, they want to stay to themselves. They don't want to, like, dude, if you don't build connections, how are you going to have that base of which to draw from? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sometimes you see online, you see bands like, "Oh, we're looking for a drummer, we're looking for a guitarist," but if you don't, build connections. If you
Yeah.
know enough
Yeah.
people, you can fill those gaps, those whatever that you need. Even if they can only play with you for a show or two,
Yeah.
something like to get you through to the next, like those other concerts, until you can find like a permanent person, you know?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Definitely. And that's how I've done it my whole career. You know, sometimes I've stuck with people too long. You know, I know we all have, you know,
Yeah.
and it's like not anymore. You know, I've just learned over the years, no, 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 no. If this is not working out, he's done. Let's get somebody that we all are happy with.
Very
You
true.
know,
Yeah.
in this band, the Echoes, in this band that I had here, we had a drummer for 2 gigs. And that was it. You know, it's like, it's like, oh no, it's just
Yeah.
it just didn't mix personality wise. It wasn't, sometimes it's not just the ability, but it's being able to because you become a family in a band. You know, a lot of these people I'm playing with now, like for Freedom Fest, Jeff and Tim and Carl, I've known these guys for 50 years. We
Wow,
played together on and off stuff for 50 years.
that's
You
incredible.
know,
Wow.
and it's fun. And if they call me, it's like, well, yeah, when? Yeah, that's why I had to book tickets to do a show. Jeff calls, hey, can you do the convention? Oh, I just moved here. I don't know if I can. And my daughter calls me. She goes, Dad, when's that convention? And I go, it's this time. She goes, okay, hold on a second. She goes, I bought you a ticket, so you're going. My kids, they're so supportive. They're all grown up. All my daughters.
That's
I have 5
amazing.
daughters. And then she tells me, and Dad, while you're here, can you move me? Because I'm moving from my apartment. I go, oh, so the truth really comes out. He goes, and Felicia, your other daughter's moving at that same time too. I go, oh, so you were generous about come play. It's come work. But I thought it was so,
Shout out to we said hello to Christina Avila earlier. Also,
right.
I want to say hello to Tashina Saunders, aka T Dog, aka Silent Giggles. Thank you
Yes.
for always supporting us and being part of our projects. I love her. That's one of my best friends. And then besides Amy, of course, and I got I got okay. And then shout out to Daniela Caruso. She says, "Hell yeah! Once you stop enjoying life, it's over." And then she
Totally.
said that she loves my eyelashes. Well, thank you, Daniela. I appreciate you and what you've said, not just about the eyelashes. I'm trying to get better about saying shout outs to the people that comment and that are like actively
Yeah.
watching and stuff. So I try to take a moment throughout in the broadcast, be like, hey, shout out to so and so, and so
Well, we appreciate all of them, everyone that chimes in
very
and
true.
and enjoys our shows, the shows we do and stuff. We love that stuff. Keep chiming in, everybody. You got a question? Ask us.
Exactly. If you got a
Yeah.
question for Carlos Arroyo, you just say something. Post it in the little comments there, and we will ask him questions. We love it. Let's see. Who would you say? I mean, so many. I mean, we call them celebrities. To you, they're they're fucking friends. At this point, you just like these are people I just know. Like who would you say is I don't know one of the most famous people you ever worked with? You're like name dropping all over the place, like UFO and Uriah Heep and like all these different kids. I'm like, damn.
Well, you know the person the first concert I ever did, I was 11. I was in elementary school. I did a concert at my school, and we did 8 days a week by the Beatles because the Beatles were my first influence. It was like, wow, this is rock and roll. And then I heard Jimi Hendrix, and then Jimi Hendrix I had a friend, Gordon. You know, I went to an all black school, you know, in LA, and Gordon goes, "Hey, Carlos, you ever listen to Hendrix?" I go, "Yeah, Purple Haze, Foxy Lady." He goes, "No. You ever listen to Hendrix?" I go, "I guess not." He goes, "Look, Band of Gypsies came out today, March 25th, 1970. Still remember the day." And he goes, my older brother just bought the album. I'm going to go home and steal it. And I'm going to bring it to your house. So we stole it, brought it to my house. He goes, "Here." I was 14. And he goes, "Listen to it and tell me what you think." I put the LP on, side one, first song, Who Knows? And I just was devastated. I was floored. I stayed up from Friday till Monday when I had to go to school. I stayed up. I did not sleep. And I learned every song note for note. I just didn't sleep. So I went from a kid that played guitar to a guitar player, you know. And he came over Monday because his brother asked him, "Where's my album?" He goes, "I don't know where you put it," you know. So he came over. I put side one on, and I played side one, flipped over, played side two on guitar. And he goes, "I've never heard anyone play like that." You know, he goes, "That's amazing." He goes, "I'm bringing you the Are You Experienced album Friday, and then I'll bring you the next album, then the next, so you can learn all 4 albums." And I learned all 4 albums. But you know, we talk about musicians we play with and stuff. I went to the NAMM show, the big music show.
Oh yeah, NAMM.
And Eddie Kramer is my idol. He's Hendrix's producer, engineer. He's just magic. He is just a magician. What he did and stuff, and the experiences of, you know, meeting Hendrix I never did because he died before, you know, I got to see him. And there he is at the NAMM show by himself, just sitting down. So I go, "Oh, I'm gonna go say hi." So I went and introduced myself, told him I played in a Hendrix tribute band. He goes, "Sit down." And we sat and talked for an hour, just him and I. And I was telling him about, you know, what I do with the Hendrix band. He goes, "That's great, because that's how Hendrix did it. He never did the same thing twice." I goes, "Yeah." He goes, we're actually playing NAMM, and we're doing an all request show. My band is really mad at me because they had to learn every Hendrix song, because if it's yelled out, we're playing it. So they were really mad at work. They had to put it, because especially my drummer. And he goes, "Really? Come here. Let's do a picture together." Took a picture together. I'll send it to you. I'll send it to you tomorrow. And a picture together. And he goes, I need you to text this over to your band." He goes, "Okay. And here's what you need to say. Just learn your fucking parts. Eddie said so." and we wound up doing the show, and I told the promoter, I go, "Look, my manager told me I need 15 extra minutes on this set." And he goes, "It's a tight schedule. It's NAMM. You know, everyone's playing. Steve Vai's playing. Everyone's playing. It's a tight schedule." And he goes, "Give us 15 minutes and we're going to blow the stage apart." And he goes, "Okay." So we did the whole yell it out. We're going to play it. And as an encore, we did Machine Gun, which is the hardest Hendrix song to play off of the Band of Gypsies album, note for note, all the way through. And the promoter picks me up after the show in the air. "God damn it, I can't believe you fucking played that song. Oh my God, that was great." And it was good. And then I fired the drummer right after the show. I got enough grief and got a better drummer, you know, and a lot more relaxed, you know. But I think, you know, I've met everyone, but I think because of what Hendrix meant to me, and then meeting Eddie. And, you know, and I told Eddie, I go, "You know, Eddie, I feel like I died today and went to heaven." And he looked at me and he goes, No. Never, ever say something like that. He goes, "You have so much passion in your eyes and in the way you talk and the way you present yourself." He goes, "You are going to live a long, long life, and you're going to be living it on a stage. Never, ever quit. Don't let anyone ever make you quit. And I think he's been my biggest inspiration and the person that I've met that has meant the most to me.
That's amazing.
Wow.
That's a great story.
That is
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
Yeah, he like I said, it brought to a new level of appreciation for him, and and it's funny because I always wanted to meet him, and I was doing work at Capitol Records. I was with my moving company. I had all the old furniture that it was on the top floor that's been there since the '60s, big, gaudy, gigantic furniture, and they want to sell it. They go, Carlos, we want to sell it. I go, yeah. What would you like me to do? He goes, I need you to get out of the building. It doesn't fit in stairs, doesn't fit in elevators. Can you get it out of the building for me? I go, yeah. Well, I didn't realize I'm sitting in my car working, waiting for my rigger, the guy that's with the crane and everything. I'm just sitting like this and working. And a guy taps on my window and I roll it down. And he goes, how's it going? I go, oh, it's going really good, man. How's it going with you? He goes, awesome. He goes, what a beautiful day. I go, yeah, it is beautiful. And he walks in and I sat there and I'm going, I know him. And I sit back and I look at the parking next to me, reserved for Eddie Kramer. So I met him and just blew him off, didn't even give him the time of day. And I told him that story when I got to sit with him. He goes, I am so sorry. You're the one person I've always wanted to meet. And I just I was so busy that it was just, and I apologize because he goes, don't worry about it, but like I said, I think I've spent some fun time with Steve Vai and a lot of people. I think that Eddie was the one that hit the heart the most, and we've done shows with Ann Wilson and Hart came to see him when I played in a Hart tribute band. Well, we're playing BB King's. We're playing BB King's up in Hollywood and my Hart band. And we're doing a 3-hour Hart show. And we do authentic Hart show in the full costumes. I always find out, okay, what did they do back east? So I get a hold of people. What did they start the set with? What would they play? Did they do an acoustic break? What did they encore with? And that's how I based our show in Los Angeles. Oh, wow. And I always booked a show the day after their show. So this way I could pass out 1,000 flyers at one of their shows and meet people and have a full house and stuff. So we're playing there, and my singer, Vonnie, who's amazing. Vonnie's gotten beck and call. She's a amazing artist. And she calls me. She goes, I go, what? Laryngitis. I can't sing.
Oh.
She goes, cancel the show. I go, we're at BB King's. It's a Friday night. I can't cancel the show. Like this, so I called an old friend who played with me 5 years ago in that same band. I called her. I go, I need a favor. Can you be here at 9? She goes, to do what? 3-hour Hart song. I haven't played with you guys in 5 years. I go, bring your songbook. You know all the songs. Just come. So we're sitting there sound checking and stuff, and she's not there. She's not going to be there till 5 to 9, and we go on at 9. And our manager comes over. He goes, I think it's a prank call. I go, what's a prank call? I got a call from Hart's management. He goes, what do they want? 12 tickets on the second floor so they can see you, but no one can see them. I goes, do you know if they're in town? I goes, yeah, actually they're in town. They're in the Mark and Bryan Amphitheater tomorrow. I goes, call them and say, yeah, just reserve those things. I didn't think anything of it. 2 hours later, he comes in white as it goes, Hart's here. I go, Hart who? The band, their management, they're all here. I go, Julie is going to freak out because she hasn't practiced in 5 years. Don't tell her. So I told one of my road crew members, when she walks in, grab her guitar. I need you to take her backstage. I need you to tune it, help her get dressed, get her on the stage. And all of a sudden, she's back there. She walks in. I hear this goddamn shit. She's crying. I go, what's the matter? Hart's here. I go, yeah. I'm not going on. He goes, yes, you're going to go on. We're going to have fun. We're going to meet them. And it wound up just being a tremendous show. We got and sat with them and Ann and I have been friends for years now, ever since then. During COVID, she would send me a mask, and she's doing studio stuff. She would send me CDs, and she winds up, she goes, hey, we were your guest at this show. We're playing next week at the Greek Theater.
Oh, wow.
I want you to be our guest. So we all went to the show there, and she sent us her new CD, and we've been friends ever since.
Oh,
that's fun. Wow.
And that's a cool one too. That's another one to the heart. You know that
Very
she just
exciting.
loved us.
Love. Oh,
You know,
Wow.
so
apparently, Daniela wants us to play something. So,
Yeah. Yep. She's making
I can't
requests.
say which band out of your 5 billion bands are we gonna play music from.
you can go on anyone, Spotify or Amazon
Spotify
and go to
Music.
Skull Tone.
I was trying to find it, but for some reason I was having a hard time finding it. I don't know
Yeah, I went
why.
on before I sent it to you. I wanted to make sure they were on there. So I went to Spotify and it was on there. It's Skull Tone, and it's a weird spelling. SCUL, then TONE.
Why am I not finding it?
Yeah, I found it. Like I said, before I sent any of these, I kind of double checked. I wanted to make sure all those links were working.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize it was an actual link. Hold on, because it didn't like when I clicked on stuff, it didn't do anything.
Yeah.
I don't know. For some reason, links are not working. Hold on. I'm looking. I'm looking. I'm looking. Was it in the email that had the upcoming shows and all that?
Yeah, yes. I sent that in there with all of the it's on Spotify, it's on
Says the name of the band, but like I'm trying to find that particular.
yeah, and the name of the album is Dreamcatcher.
Yeah, I put in Dreamcatcher and it came up with something different. I don't know. It's crazy.
Or yeah. And I know it's on Amazon also.
Are you? Let's see. Hold on. I put in Dreamcatcher, but then that says that it's an artist.
Yeah, that's a band. Yeah, you have to put in Skull Tone.
Okay. I don't know if that's it or not. Hold on.
Or you can try Blue Powder Monkey, POWDA Monkey, and the
I
song
found
My Shadow Self. You found it?
I found Blue Powder Monkey. I found that one. For some
Okay,
reason, it keeps doing Skull Tone.
yeah.
Yeah.
My Shadow Self, that's speaking of Dexter, that's the song about Dexter.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Alright. Hold on. Let me pull up that band. And which song was it?
My Shadow Self. It's on the Six Pack album.
Oh, I see it right there.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna play some Blue Powder Monkeys. All right. Give me 1 second. I'm just gonna mute you guys, or mute yourselves, or I don't know, whatever. Can you mute yourself or no?
Yeah, I'll mute.
Does it give you that ability? Here, I'm just gonna mute you. Hold on.
I gotcha.
I did it for you. I always love technology. All right, give me 1 second. I'm gonna put you in the waiting area. Hold on. All right. 1 second. was awesome. Just for the fact that those lyrics, holy crap. That was a great song. I really like that. High energy was like really, I love it. And there was other than just that, like the lyrics in it were crazy. It was like My Dark Passenger, right? Like, you ever watch Dexter, you know about the Dark Passenger.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
talks about defender, like he used to say that all the time, how he felt like he was a defender of the little people, of the like, the whatever, right? And then the slice of life, which was the name of his boat. I
Hmm.
love it. It's all referenced in the lyrics. I was like, that's awesome.
Yeah, we got submitted for 2 Grammys on that album, so it was. And it's funny. The thing is, the songs that got submitted by our agent was the ballad, the power ballad. It's like, no, that's not the best song. This one. I love this one. It's but
I really like that. The
yeah.
references alone, just in the song, are like, oh yes, I know what that's about. Oh yeah, I'm a
And it's
big
funny with
fan.
with this band. I went to a showcase to hear this new band play. This big concert showcase, private show, and I'm sitting with a buddy of mine, Bill Perry, he managed Poison and Malice and my bands over the year for last 40 years. He's worked together and stuff. And I heard this song. I was listening to one of the songs by this band. I go, who is this? He goes, it's Blue Pot of Monkeys. He goes, I like these guys. They need a couple of little tweaks here and there to finish up some of the songs I've listened to. He goes, well, do you want to meet the singer? I go, yeah, I'd love to. So we started talking, and he goes, well, what do you do? I go, I play guitar, I sing, and I finish songs. I produce and add the vocals, the things that I think are needed to get it to the next level. That's
Oh,
my
that's
job.
amazing. I love it.
So he goes, really? He goes, if I send you 6 songs, can you listen to them, add what you think it needs, and then meet us next week for a rehearsal? I go, sure, I'll come down. So I came down, and it's funny. We get over there, and one of the songs we're doing, one of the other songs we're doing, and the other guitar player, he introduces me, and he goes, hey, this is what Carlos does, and it's the thing. And he goes, we don't need any help. We don't need any more vocals. We don't need any more guitars. Our songs are finished. And I go, well, just kind of keep an open mind,
Right.
because this is what I do. He goes, I'm not trying to change anything. I just want to make your music better. He goes, we don't need it. I go, well, keep an open mind. And we did the first song, and I added guitar harmony and vocal harmonies to it, and we finished. And then he finished the song, and he looks at me and goes, now that's the effing way it should have been done the first time. He's in the band. I go, no, I want to be in the band. I want to be in the band then, and it was a fun ride with that band. We played with UFO, with Michael Schenker, with Great White. We got to play with a lot of artists that opened up, and it was with my old promoter, and he was able. He goes, I love the new band. I'm going to get you to play with everyone, and he did. He got us to play with everyone,
That's awesome.
and it was a fun band. It was really a fun band.
That's great.
Yeah.
All right. So, do we want to play any more of the Blue Powder Monkeys, or?
Oh,
And
trying to remember what songs are. It's been so long on
we've
those.
got hold on, let me go back one second. We've got discography. It is let's see. They got He Just Wants His Baby. I
That's a
Love
weird
You.
song. That
Bad. Which one?
he just wants his baby. It's funny. It's a song when we recorded it in the studio and finished it, and we're going to come back the next day. Well, that night there was a weird track on there that we didn't record, and he goes, "I just watched my baby Doc." It was really demonic. And he goes, oh, "Okay, we're done for the night." And the next day when we came back, he goes, "Play that back," and it wasn't on there.
Ooh,
It
that's weird.
disappeared. The track just disappeared.
What?
Huh.
I go, "Oh, then that."
Daniela says Holton, Maine, which is I went to school with Daniela. That's how
Oh,
her
okay.
brother.
Oh, okay.
Buddy. Yeah, I went to high school with them, so that's why I know that name. I'm like, oh, I know her. And then she said Holton, Maine, and that's where I was born and graduated high school and stuff. And she says, "Come rock the stage on the 4th of July." They do put on a big thing at every 4th of July. in the town. So where the I guess the
Yeah,
fairgrounds is.
I'm playing in where am I? I'm in California.
Oh,
I'm
nice.
I'm in California doing shows through July 8th. So
Oh, okay, cool. So you're doing what, June and July? You're gonna be
I've got
there?
uh, I've got May, beginning of May, and then end of June and July, the beginning of July.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
far,
Okay.
yeah. So
Maybe Amy, if you want, you could go see them at one of their things or something.
Yeah.
We can
yeah,
I
we
should.
support.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We
yeah
always like
we
to be supportive of the artists that are on our show. If we
Yeah.
are, if one of us is in the state that they're doing stuff, then we like to be as supportive as possible and go out and do
Yep.
concert coverage like photography, videography, things like that, just to kind of
yeah.
get
I
more
do.
exposure for whatever bands the people are in.
Oh yeah, you've got a network. Everyone has to network together and work together to
Yep.
keep it going.
Just wish
You know,
everybody felt that way. You know what I mean? That's what I was saying earlier about how people need to be more, I don't know, supportive of one another and not just backbiting and be, you know, um, jealous of each other and
yeah,
fighting
Right.
against each other. What's the
Rude
point?
to each
What's
other.
the point? Nobody
Yeah.
has time for that. It's called support one another, and you know what I mean. You could like, oh, you support this person, that person, or whatever. Then, oh, who
Hmm.
who knows? 5 years down the line, you could be playing one of their concerts, or they could be playing your concert, or you just never
Yeah.
exactly.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of bands I played with that, yeah, bands that I opened for or that have opened for me, over the years, and that we've been friends for years, and it's like, you guys are headlining today. It's
Hmm.
I've only had one bad experience with a band like that I did a show with. I don't. They're really big, and I don't really want to. I don't do negative, so I'm not going to say who they are. Yeah, but
Yeah, you
they're
don't have
they,
to.
yeah, they're a big band. They play Cal Jam. They're huge. Okay, and so I got asked
Wow.
as a
Okay. You
favor,
guys are
can your dungeon band open for them? I go, I'd love to. Yeah, that'd be great. It'd be a fun show. I get over there and in my band Dungeon, we used to build a castle on stage. And when the castle doors open, it's the 80s, okay? It's Spinal Tapish, and we're in a dungeon. Yeah, we're in a dungeon. So when we got there to set up, they go, no, you guys can't even play on the stage. I go, where would you like me to
okay.
play? He goes, on the floor. Oh, in the
What?
audience on the floor. I go, you're kidding, right? He goes, no. I go, no, I play on a stage. I don't play on a dance floor. So I go, no. So I told the promoter, I'm going home. He goes, no, 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 let me talk to him. So they let us play on the stage, but they wouldn't let us set up any of our, stage stuff. They're the headliners. I understand. I understand. So we were so psyched up. We probably put on the best show we had ever done up to that point. That was our best show. And then when we finished, our singer Mike goes, hey, thank you guys. I really appreciate you being all out here. This audience, got a great audience. And I'm sorry we couldn't do our full stage setup, with everything we do, the stage explosions, everything else. So here's what we're going to do. You're all invited to our after hours party. Meet us at the front door and meet my road crew, and we'll give you directions and address. When that band came on to play, there was 3 people in the audience.
Okay.
Everybody, we had a full in a yard, just giant party, kegs of beer. Just it was insane. So we got our sweet revenge, and that's the only time I think I've ever played with someone that was that much of a jerk.
Wow. That'll do it.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, I look at it, since the '70s and the '80s. I mean, we've all these bands, like you say, the Great Whites. We all grew up together, playing in the
Yeah.
club in Hollywood and Radio City. And we all grew up playing together. We were all friends. We all played backyard parties in those days. The kegger parties, because that's how we got we'd get a crowd. We play these parties so that when we play a club, we fill the club. And we all did. We all played backyard parties,
Amazing.
I have a flyer. I found a flyer. I was going to go to this party up in Pasadena. This was in the 70s. And my drummer, Brian, and I were drinking and partying like we always did every night. And we were a little too buzzed to drive all the way to Pasadena, You know, I'm going, I'm too drunk. I'm not driving to Pasadena. And he goes, neither am I. So we stayed there and drank and never thought anything of it. A couple of years ago, I was going through some of my stuff, my flyers and stuff, and I'm looking and I see a flyer for a party. I'm like, that's David Lee Roth. That's Eddie Van Halen.
Oh,
So because they used to do that in Pasadena all the time
yeah.
before they made it. So I'm laughing and I called Brian. I go, Brian, that band we didn't go see was Van Halen. And he goes, no way. I go, yeah. It was hilarious. It was hilarious. You know? Yeah, yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah. But you know, we've gotten together with them before, so it's afterwards. So it was pretty good. But it was just pretty funny seeing that's David on that flyer. That's Eddie. Yeah. But those are some of the fun stories. Even the things that didn't happen are fun. You know, like that. We didn't get to the show, but man, that's still a great story. You know, it's still fun.
That's what I'm saying. So you
Still a fun story. You know.
I did find Skull Tone on YouTube, and you got some really good live stuff.
Yeah, there's live stuff on there.
We could do that.
Yeah.
I mean, I tend to like playing video stuff than audio anyway, usually.
Yeah.
You know, music videos. I don't know. I guess it's just that whole thing, like Daniela was saying, the 80s were the best. The 90s, yay. Everything now is so shitty. Well, I mean, I guess it depends on the band. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I try to keep an open mind and listen to many different things. But I understand what you're saying. The 80s were the fucking best. That was like one of my favorites. Like my favorite eras are like 70s and 80s would be my two favorites. I love the 60s stuff too, like Hendrix and coming out. Like even like Black Sabbath was coming out at the late 60s, and like so many bands that came from that era or artists or whatever. You know, people don't realize that some of these people started way earlier than they realized.
Yeah.
In the industry.
Yeah.
You know? People are just like, oh, David Bowie, you know, Ziggy Stardust, 70s. No, dude, he was around in like the late 60s, early 70s, and beyond. You got to look at his many phases.
Yeah.
Of creativity.
Yeah.
It's not just like one thing or one album. It's about like the whole experience. If you really love an artist, then you'll follow them from beginning to end.
Oh, it's true. I went and saw remember the show In Concert and Don Kirshner's rock concerts. These were concerts that were on TV late night, like 11:30. They used to go on Friday nights. Well, I had gotten tickets through a friend to go see Sly and the Family Stone, you know, and I love their band, you know, and they had, I go, great. And then they had, it was a weird lineup. It was Minnie Riperton. I don't know if you remember her.
Oh, well, yes. Maya Rudolph's mother. Yeah,
you know, yeah, she was great. And then Donovan, you know, from the 60s.
Oh, yes. Oh, my God. Donovan. I haven't heard that name in forever.
Yeah. And then there was and then there was an unknown band I had never heard of on their first tour of America. Some band called Rush.
Oh, that little band? God.
That's my third favorite
some
band
little three-piece band. Yeah.
Yeah,
And,
they made it big.
yeah.
I cried. I literally cried when Neil Peart died.
Oh, yeah. That was.
I broke down in real tears.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I mean, Led Zeppelin will always be number one for me, and then Queensryche, and then number 3 is Rush, and then there's Pink Floyd, and then Metallica, and stuff like that. Like, some of the greatest bands came from the 70s and 80s, and late 60s even. Like, you know what I mean? So, I wish people like Jimi Hendrix could have lived to be older, you know what I mean? Because imagine, I mean, the stuff he put out before he was 27 and he passed, right? He passed at he's the 27 club.
27 club. Yeah.
Yeah, but you know, passed away at 27, which that seems to be some weird marker for a lot of very famous people. Like 27, why? Yeah. It's crazy, but I just thinking like, what if he had lived to be past 27? What other stuff? And Janis Joplin. Can you imagine the stuff she could have put out if she had made it past 27? Oh my God. You know what I mean? Just incredible.
It was amazing.
Her career was already incredible. up to the point of being, if you achieved that much by the time you're 27, holy shit, can you imagine what they would come up with beyond that? It's just unfathomable. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, it is.
Exactly. Freddie Mercury, if he hadn't passed at a young age. What was he, in his 30s?
He was in his 30s. I think he was in his 30s.
Mid 30s, maybe. Yeah, he wasn't that old either. So it's very sad when they go that young. Do you know what I mean?
It is. It's like even like Amy Winehouse.
Oh yeah,
27 Club. I never really listened to Amy Winehouse because I wasn't in what I was listening to, that kind of music at that time.
Right, at that time. Yeah.
Then she passed away, and of course they're playing all her songs on the radio, and I'm going, oh my God, this lady was amazing.
Yeah, exactly.
She was amazing.
Exactly.
Well, speaking of like bands like that, I went to a concert. I went to go see Bachman Turner Overdrive.
Oh yeah,
their first tour, BTO, first tour. They just came out with the album. They had a band called JoJo Gunn play before them, which I loved already. And then they had some unknown guy, Bob Seger.
Bob, at that time he wasn't known, but you know.
Yeah, this was 1974, and you know Bob Seger toured with Hendrix in the 60s. Bob Seger's been around a long time, and I saw him play, and it was like, this guy can rock, you know. And next thing I know, that Silver Bullet live album comes out, and he is now Bob Seger. You know, now he's the big Bob. So I went to go see him in his first headlining show, and he had two unknown acts opening for him. One was called Judas Priest.
Oh my God! I saw them last year in April. They were amazing.
They were still amazing.
As old as his ass is now.
Yeah.
He was a powerhouse on stage. I saw him when he was Alfred back in the early 2000s. He toured with it was Iron Maiden was the headliner, and then it was Queensryche before them, and then the opener was Halford. You know what I mean? And it was like, it was weird because it was like they played some Judas Priest songs, but then they also played some of their own stuff.
Yeah.
So it was just kind of weird, you know, because it's like, it's Rob Halford at the helm, and it's now a band named after him. And it was just like, it was interesting. It was definitely interesting. I've seen him in 2 iterations of his career, I guess.
And the other unknown band was a band called UFO.
Oh, damn, UFO.
Yeah, and my buddy and I always made sure we go early because we want to see the opening acts.
Right.
And and we get to drink more. Yeah, and we get to drink more.
Know what you could find. You know what I mean? And they may not be big right now, but wait, you just never know. And this is why, like, I do a lot of artist management and development. I'm a talent scout for Sony. I try to like help. I'm like kind of like you, but not on your level, maybe. But I try to help bands develop what they're doing, how to have a better stage performance, how to, like, you know what I mean? Like, dude, nobody does it like Alice Cooper. Jesus, you got to like stage showmanship. You know, you got to like bring it. Like, that's how I met Amy, was Battle of the Bands for Vans Warped Tour. I was a judge with my husband, and we were, you got to critique the bands and put a scale of like this, all the different attributes, and like, like how good were they? What was their stage performance like? What did they, just different stuff. They have different criteria. So you look at all these different factors, and then whoever wins the end, will take it, and they'll open for Vans Warped Tour. So,
right. Yeah, it was fun. Yeah, we did Gazzari's up in Hollywood on the Strip.
Oh, wow, okay.
Right. I always wanted to play there. So Gazzari's was, you had to play there on a Sunday, Battle of the Bands.
Okay.
And if you win Battle of the Bands, excuse me?
I don't even know I've never heard of that one.
Gazzari's? Yeah, he's the one that got Eddie Van Halen and Van Halen signed, Dawkins signed. Yeah, they all played. They used to play there.
I guess. Where is the
It was.
Where is they
It's right on the strip in Hollywood. Yeah, right on the strip.
Why do I not know that place?
Yeah, right next to the rainbow. Next to the rainbow. And
Yeah, but
oh, okay. They're like on the other side from instead of the Roxy, like as the
it's on the other side.
Then the Roxy, then the rainbow, and so they'd be on the other side of the rainbow.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Oh, wow.
Right.
I guess I never went up in there.
And so it was the thing about it was, you play Sunday, a battle of the bands. If you win the battle of the bands, you play a Tuesday. And once you build up your crowd, you get a Wednesday, then a Thursday, then a Friday, then a Saturday. So I played on a Sunday, and they overbooked the bands, so many bands. So we get up there to play. We play 5 songs instead of our 10, and didn't get to play our 5 best, and they go, okay, thank you very much. And we're like, we were so disappointed. I just went home. I didn't even stay. Wow. I just went home.
Okay. That's crazy. Like, no, I hope you didn't freeze.
Ruh-roh.
Did you freeze? You there?
Ruh-roh.
Uh-oh.
All right, well.
Houston, we're having technical difficulties.
Okay, well, fun facts real quick. Freddie Mercury was 45 when he passed away.
Oh, 45. Okay, got you. I didn't realize he was much older.
Yeah. And then last weekend I went to an Amy Winehouse tribute band thing, and it was so fabulously fantastic. I was like,
I didn't know that they had people out doing tributes of her. That's amazing.
Right? Hair was ridiculous. Yeah, it was amazing.
I yeah. And I'm right there with you, Daniela. Dawkins would be a great one. Yes. I wish I could have seen them. I mean, come on, like Jesus. Was George Lynch, right? He's George Lynch, right?
Yeah,
the guitarist.
I love them too. Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. It's great. I mean, come on, Dream Warriors. I mean, come on.
Yeah, I love that song.
I'm just fucking saying, dude. I think I'm gonna play some Skull Tone here, though. Because just in case he don't come back, I would like to play like a live thing on YouTube. So let's just do this. You know what I mean? We gotta be supportive. Hopefully he comes back. Maybe his computer died. I don't know, but we're gonna play some videos.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I'm going to rehab. Yeah. That was a good song. I like that one.
Yeah.
That was like probably one of her most. I don't know, but one of the biggest ones.
The biggest ones.
Hell yeah! All right, so let's see. We've got what are we gonna play here? Hold on. All right, I'm just gonna put me on. So just I guess mute yourself. So sometimes I'll be like, oh, don't talk to me during the broadcast because I. If I don't put myself on mute, I'm talking over videos and shit. Can't be doing that. Oh, there we go. That's fine, huh? Yeah, there you are. I
lost you. Technology.
That's all right. You know what I mean? I was going to play some Skull Tone.
Yeah,
I was like, I said, hopefully he comes back, but in the meantime, we're going to play some Skull Tone. So.
Yeah. Well, Save Me is the song that's getting the most airplay. That and Streetwalker and Headless Horseman. Those are the 3 songs that are getting a lot of play in England. They love it in England. I do a lot of podcasts. Save Me, Streetwalker, and Headless Horseman. Those are the 3 that are getting the most airplay, especially Save Me. That was our debut single.
Why am I not? Oh, like I said, Skull Tone, Save Me. All right, hold on. Sometimes these things, I tell you.
Love technology.
Have mercy. Like you're trying to like find stuff and you're like, save me, and like 5 billion freaking things pop up. You know what I mean? You're like, save me. No, exactly. I put Skull Tone, save me. What is your problem? Like, come on, play me this. See, yeah. They're gonna just give me a hard time. Oh, gotta love it. I'm just gonna put skull. I'm gonna put it back in skull tone. I seem to find it that way. Geez, they got one. That seems to be a famous thing there. Hold on. So there's a few different. Oh, I see. There's some episodes where you did like with a radio show and stuff like that. Is your page? Well, I see a page that says skull tone. Skulltone 343. No, trying to find your guys' page. Oh, did he go again? All right. Hold on. Where I'm trying to find this here.
Carlos Arroyo
you keep getting kicked out or something?
Yeah, no, I think my phone is dying out, so it's.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I tried to do it on my computer, but my computer I couldn't get on.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but it wouldn't let me go on my laptops. Yeah, actually, I have it, and it's still joining. And that was what 7:45.
Oh wow!
It's 2 hours later, and it's still joining.
What is it, Amy? Don't you sometimes have to do it like from your email?
Yeah, that's actually the only way I can do it.
Yeah, I did both. I did it both times just from Chrome, straight from Chrome. It worked.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I say, technology.
Let's see. I see this Kicking It with Skull Tone with a super cool radio.
Yeah, that was a radio interview we did.
Carlos Arroyo from Skull Tone Live.
Yeah, that was supposed to be a 15-minute interview, and it turned into an hour. And there's some crazy stories in there.
Well, we're going on like almost 2 hours ourselves. We're like an hour and 40 minutes right now.
That's because we're having fun. We're having fun. You know.
Exactly.
You start talking music, and you can talk about it all night.
That's the whole point. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I get excited about that type of stuff. Systematic Annihilation music video. Is that you guys?
Yeah, I don't think I was in the band when they. I don't even remember. I remember doing that song.
You're hilarious.
and they were another band. They were another band that were from San Francisco, and they reached out and goes, "Hey, we're moving down south. We need a guitar player, singer who can help produce." He goes, "We'll let you write songs, whatever you need to do." And I joined their band, and then we, like I said, we wound up playing with everybody up at the Whiskey. We did so many shows at the Whiskey. It was crazy.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, and of course, because you're selling tickets too, you know, because you're not getting paid for those shows. So it's every show we did was a sellout. I go, well, yeah. How many tickets did we give out?
Too funny. Let's see. I'm just looking here. There's too much going on with YouTube, I swear to God.
Yeah. Well, I know it's on the other. I know it's on Spotify and Amazon.
That's why I've been trying to find this. I don't know why this stuff does not want to, like, what was one of the songs from Skulltone you said?
Save Me. Yeah, Save Me. Streetwalker. Headless Horseman.
All right, let's try Streetwalker. Maybe it's like just trying to find the band itself.
Yeah.
I'm like, dang it. No. I just want Streetwalker. What does it say? Night Stop? No. Yeah. Sometimes I hate Spotify. There's like so many people on there, you can't like find crap anymore.
Yeah.
unless somebody sends you the link to their, you know what I mean, to their thing.
Yeah,
Is Streetwalker 2 words or all one word?
one word.
All one word. Okay, that's
Yep.
probably why. Hold on. Like 50 million people all have a song called Streetwalker.
Sure.
Like, what the fuck? Including Michael Jackson.
Well,
That's
you,
just
you know what I
wrong.
was telling you about Gazaris, and I went home and I was depressed, and then I get a call from Bill on Monday. He goes, "Hey, why'd you leave?" I go, "Well, I thought you didn't like us because we didn't even get to finish our set." He goes, "No, you guys won the Battle of the Bands." I go, "Oh, great." So he goes, "You want to play here?" I go, "Yeah." So when? He goes, "How about Saturday?" I go, "To Saturday? I thought I had to build my way." He goes, "No, you guys were great." He goes, "You're opening for Accept." And we got to open for
Oh
Accept.
my God. Accept. Holy crap.
And we
That'd
went
be
out
amazing.
and we went out there and we did 3 encores as the opening act. And when
Wow.
Accept came on, they go, "Before we go on, I've never had a band get 3 encores as an opening act." Yeah, he goes, "You guys were great." So it was a fun show. And after that, we were playing there every Saturday night. He wouldn't let me play anywhere else.
Wow.
He goes, "Yeah," he goes, "I'll give you more money." I go, "Oh, okay." So I go, "He's offering more money for us to stay here, so
Oh,
we used to
yeah?
have we used to have a blast out at his club, and
That
Yeah.
sounds like it.
he helped Eddie he helped Van Halen, he helped Dawkins, Motley Crue, everybody played his club.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a great
That's
place to play.
incredible.
Yeah.
And he always drank. He always wore his. They call him the Godfather of rock and roll. So he always wore a light blue suit, Godfather suit with his Godfather hat. Always.
Right?
I remember that.
Yeah. That.
Wow.
So when he had gotten sick in the '80s and he had cancer, so I was in the studio with my singer Mike, and we were leaving. I go, "Hey, let's swing by the strip and see what's going on." We went by and we saw his blue Cadillac in the parking lot. So I knocked on the door, and he goes, "Oh my God!" And we went in and drank some beers with him and stuff, and told old stories, and and he passed away like 2 weeks after that.
Oh.
But it's funny. I played there again. I hadn't played there again till probably 10 years ago. Since
Oh,
this,
yeah?
yeah, and it's called the Key Club now. At that time, they changed it.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah, so I was there at the Key Club, and I'm playing, and I was out of my dressing room. They brought in a motorhome for us as a dressing room. It was awesome. They were so nice to us. And I told him I was talking to one of the bouncers, big bouncer, big guy. I was talking to him, and I go, "Man, I haven't been here since the days of Gazaris." He goes, "Man, don't even talk about him." I go, "Why? His ghost is here." I go, "What?"
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because see, in the days when we played, they had a contract with Coors Beer, and that's the only beer they could sell. Well, I brought Heineken because I always drank Heineken, and my
Okay.
ice chest were full of Heinekens, and his was full of Molson, from Canada, Molson beers.
Oh, yeah,
So
right.
yeah, that's what we drank. So he used to like to go up on the rafters and run the lights and watch the bands from up top and drink his beers. So
That's incredible.
yeah, so the bouncer tells me, he goes, "Oh man, he has scared so many people here." I go, "Why?" He goes up in the rafters, his ghost, and he's sitting there with a beer, just standing there watching. He goes,
Oh,
"He has
wow.
scared the guys here." And then the girls have gone into the cooler to get beer, and there he is with a Molson beer in his hand in the cooler, and has scared the girls. I go, "He's a ghost. What's he
Wow.
gonna do to you?" He's a ghost. He's 80 years old drinking a beer. You know? What's he gonna do to you? He'll probably offer you a beer.
That's
Yikes.
crazy.
Oh yeah. He one time I had a show.
Amazing
I did.
stories.
Yeah, he did a show one time. I was doing a show there. And he goes, "I need a favor." He goes, "Yeah, Eddie Van Halen's mom and Valerie's mom are coming down tonight as guests." He goes, "I reserved a table right in front of you so they can see the show." I go, "Oh, that'll be great." And that's when that song "Beat It" just came out. Michael Jackson, Eddie played on.
Oh, right.
So we're playing it, and I go, "Hey guys, we're gonna play Beat It tonight." And they're like, "Oh, this will be fun." So I jumped off the stage, jumped up on their table, and grabbed Bill's beer and started playing slide with it. And I drank his beer, and then climbed back up on stage. After the show, he goes, "You effing asshole! You drank my beer!" Like this, how he's laughing. He gave me an extra $100. He goes, "That was worth it." He goes, "That was a great show." So
That's
fun.
amazing.
yeah, I've lived a pretty fun, blessed life, playing since I was
That's
in
awesome.
clubs since I was 14, so.
That's crazy though. Like when you can play stuff like that at a young age.
Yeah, that album changed my life. That Band of Gypsies album.
Oh
It turned
wow,
me.
yeah.
It really turned me into a musician that weekend. That weekend, I just was possessed,
Wow.
just possessed. And I've been playing the Hendrix stuff, and I've played with Hendrix's band members, and after the show, they'd go, we played with Jimmy, and you did stuff today that I never saw Hendrix do, because that was an amazing show. Like, oh, I'm going to take that as a great compliment to my grave. I'm taking that to the grave. So it's been a fun ride so far. Yep, and I still got 231 years left of it. So.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, exactly.
50 million years left.
Oh, heck yeah.
Too funny.
Yeah, and like I say, with my band Echoes of the Soul, I've just gotten this new energy, and I've been starting to write a lot of new music. And kind of in the blues rock, like Joe Bonamassa, that kind of blues stuff. So been writing that, and Erin's been singing. She can sing the heck out of the blues. She loves Janice and Aretha. So we've been doing a lot of that stuff, and it's another niche for us. It's like, okay, we can be a blues band also. If they need a blues band. So
I did find Echoes of the Soul.
Oh, okay. So, I don't think we have anything out yet.
Oh, you don't?
I don't know, no, because we've just written all this material. I think on Echoes of the Soul,
maybe this is something else.
There's another. Yeah, I think something else.
Maybe a different band. Okay, crazy. There's another one out there.
And you can go.
Like,
you can also go on Reverb Nation under Stone Free, the ultimate Jimi Hendrix tribute. And I think there's a whole concert on there from that we did this summer, and that Erin was special guest on our band, and we did a bunch of Aretha Franklin, Janis Joplin, and a bunch of Hendrix.
Oh, there we go. There we go. Oh yeah. So there's too much stuff here. That's very odd. Now I put Jimi Hendrix, and I'm like, no, maybe you need a tribute.
Or you're still on YouTube? Are you still on YouTube?
I'm just looking.
Put in Carlos Arroyo.
Yeah.
Put Carlos Arroyo.
Okay.
Yeah. Do Carl? Let me see. I think I wrote it. I think I sent it on the thing.
Gotcha.
Yeah, Carlos Arroyo from Stone Free. There should be a video of me playing Star Spangled Banner. Yeah, there you go.
There we go.
Playing Star Spangled Banner.
Let's play some of that stuff. Heck yeah.
Okay.
That's exciting.
Yeah, that was at Freedom.
Was that the top one? Or the second?
Yeah, the top one.
The top one.
I can't. Okay. I don't have my glasses on, so I can't. Right. I can't read that little writing.
Well, I mean, it was all in the same look, so no.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think we're gonna play some of that. Heck yeah. All right. 1 second.
And that's the concert. That's the concert Rick Fox played with me.
Awesome.
Yeah, Rick Fox came up. I did a couple of songs, and Rick came up and joined me.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, this is awesome. Okay, cool. All right, we're gonna play some of this. Here we go. Heck yeah.
thoughts in my brain. Lately things they don't seem the same. Acting funny, and I don't know why. Excuse me while I kiss the sky. Purple haze is all around. Don't know if I'm coming up or down. Now happy or misery. Whatever it is, that girl put a spell on me. All right, thank you, man. Love you guys.
Love it. I love it.
Thank you so much.
Heck yeah.
Yeah,
That's what I'm talking about. The good stuff.
Yeah, I love the Hendrix, man.
It's like a lot
like
of fun.
It is. It is really a
How
blast.
hot is that wig?
That was really cool.
We did when we
You
did
gotta
the
be wearing like, what is that, like
when we did the Woodstock show. It was at Irvine Lake, and it was 115 degrees. It was. I couldn't even keep a guitar in tune, because the heat was so bad. It was our best show we ever did, but it was just hard keeping in tune, and and it burned and smashed the guitar at the end, and it was. I felt like I was the Beatles because that night that I had my road crew and it was so hot. Girls were jumping up on stage naked and dancing, just like in the 60s. Like, so like this. And I told my road crew, I go, look, chase the girls around. Don't get them off the stage. Let the crowd enjoy this too, a little bit, and build it up. Let it have fun, And it was it was just a blast. And women, I was at the edge of the stage, they're grabbing my legs and stuff. And I told my wife after the show, I go, honey, I'm so sorry, about this. And my wife goes, look, you're wearing an afro, a fake mustache, a puffy orange shirt, red pants with flowers on. Because if women think that's sexy, they can have you.
That's funny.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah. We've been together 41 years, so she's seen just about every one of my shows, and stuff. So it's yeah, she used to be in our dungeon band. I met her through my bass player, and she used to do our hair and makeup. She was our hair and makeup girl. It's the 80s. Of course, you wore makeup, and it was glam, and spandex and stuff. So yeah, she was our makeup girl.
Oh wow.
Yeah, now we have 5 kids, 7 grandkids, and 1 great granddaughter.
Oh, have mercy.
Yeah.
Family.
And they're all Hendrix.
You never know.
Yeah. Well, it just means I breed well in captivity, so.
I love it.
Yeah, but my grandkids are all into Hendrix. They just love Hendrix.
Oh, that's
Even my
cool.
even my little 2-year-old grandson, he's just big Hendrix fan.
Oh, that's
You know,
incredible.
every time he comes over, the first thing he does, if he sees me playing guitar, he goes and grabs a guitar, a little plastic guitar, and he wants to
Oh,
jam.
wow.
We have to jam. We have to jam. So,
That's fun.
I'm singing Hendrix, and he's singing Coco Melon, and those kind of, the wheels on the bus. So
Yeah. That's fun.
yeah.
Well,
But
you've
I'm
got
just,
quite the career. It's just amazing. Like this,
Yes.
we've had so much fun with you that an
Oh.
hour broadcast is like turned into two, and like, but we, like you said, like when we're talking about things that we love,
mhm.
like all three of us, in one way or another, work in like music. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And or are musicians also.
Right.
You know, and Amy is the lead singer and the bassist for a metal band in Southern California called Sensation.
Oh, sensation. When are you guys playing again?
They're amazing.
When are you guys playing?
We're all over Southern California, and we've been up to Apple Valley. We played San Luis, based out of Santa Barbara,
Right.
and just all over Southern California.
Well, I'm going to be out there. Like I said, I'm going to be out there April 29th through May 20th, and then the 20th of June through July 8th.
Oh, cool.
Just doing shows and doing studio. We're shooting some videos for our band and promo packages, and I've written some new songs. So it's like, everyone's all excited, I with the band here, I go, look, I can write every song. I don't want to.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to come up with a riff, or if you come up with a riff, and why don't we write a song together? So I wrote a song called Rise, and it's about, it doesn't matter what's happened to you, doesn't matter where you've been, doesn't matter what's going on in your life. You have to rise above this, rise to where you want to be.
Amen.
And that's what the song is. I go, this is the song. I don't, I've already written all the choruses. You guys write the lyrics.
That's incredible.
And they're like, okay. So it took like every week at practice. You guys finish it? No, not yet, guys. Come on, I want this finished. So we finished it on a Thursday night. We rehearsed it twice, and then we did it live at a concert on Friday, a televised concert on Friday.
Oh,
and
wow.
It was like, wow, that was so good, And so a lot of the stuff we're doing has just been because we've all been doing it for so long.
Right.
Music's been such an inspiration for us, and it's becoming a bigger inspiration for us. As we teach it to other younger musicians, as we play, it's like we're not just playing songs, we're playing from our soul, and I look, like you were saying, when you're managing bands and trying to help them out. I was taught very early in my career, you go to a club and you see or a party and you see a band play at a small club. You look at them and goes, okay, what do I need to do? What do they need to do to get off of this little stage to get to the bigger stage?
Right, exactly.
And you look at a band at that stage. What do they need to do here to get to the LA Forum or to the to the Coliseum or something like this? And I went and saw a friend play at Allie Handel. She's a great musician, guitar player, and she writes some fun songs. I mean, just fun songs. And she was talking about, because my husband and I have been together for 16 years, and he has supported me through all of my music.
Wow.
She was playing there at NAMM, which is a big thing to play at NAMM. And I go, and she goes, but I'm not where I want to be. So I just sat there and I was listening and talking to her afterwards. So I came home. I'm starting to work on a song. It's called Somebody Somewhere. Because it doesn't matter where you are. You could be playing on a small stage. There's a kid in the audience that's looking at you saying, wow, I wish I can do that. You're playing at a bigger club, and you're sitting there going, man, I wish I could be playing that big club, and he goes, it doesn't matter where you are in your station in life. There is somebody behind you that wishes they were where you are.
Yeah, I mean, Metallica started off playing shows at like any band, garage shows and backyard barbecues.
Radio City. They were playing Radio City and the Woodstock right next door.
Yeah, they started off as in small little stuff, and then they kept playing and playing and getting better and getting better and getting better. And now they sell out stadiums.
Exactly.
You don't know who is going to become someone.
Yeah.
Don't shit on others to rise to your station, to rise to the top. Do not do that. Work with others, help to grow. They'll help you grow. And you never know, that person can end up being the drummer for your band or your guitarist or your singer, or you just don't know. Like, network, communicate, help one another. You know what I mean? Because like you said, you just don't know who is in the crowd watching you. Like somebody like you, a talent scout, artist management. I'm out there, and I like to go, Amy knows, I like to go and see the opening fucking band. Like, I want to see, because I look for potential. Even if you're not fully there yet or completely realized all the way, I listen for potential. I watch the stage for potential. I want to see who's doing what, and like, okay, this band could be somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you don't know who you inspire. As an artist. I when I'm on Facebook every day, it's like, oh, whose birthdays are there? Okay, happy birthday, John. Happy birthday, Sally. I always do that. That's a great.
Yeah, I do too. I do too.
Yeah, I did a happy birthday to some young man, some guy, and he goes, "Oh my God, Carlos, thank you so much." He goes, "You have been my idol for the last 40 years. I saw you play when I was 6 years old at a backyard party."
Incredible.
He goes, "I saw you play at 6, and I've been a professional musician my whole life."
That's amazing.
And it's like, wow, 6-year-old kid, and it's, I brought tears to my eyes, to see a kid that was 6 years old and now he's 46 and I've been his idol all these years, so it's, that's a special moment for me. It's like, hey, somebody saw me in a backyard playing a guitar and was inspired. Yeah. So
I think we should maybe wrap things up, just for the fact that it's 11:15 out here, and I have to get up early in the morning for my stupid day job, and I'm half falling asleep, and I don't want to fall asleep because I love listening to what you're saying, and I'm excited about this, and I think we're going to have you back at some point.
I love it.
We gotta keep this party rolling. You know what I mean? And I don't know. I'm excited. I want to thank you so much for being on the show tonight, Carlos. I really do.
Thank you, ladies, so much.
Just the most enjoyable time. Such an amazing time. The stories that you
dates and places, and I'll come.
Yes.
Yep.
I wish I was there. If I was at Los Angeles, I'd be there. I'm telling you, I would be there. I mean, I'm almost tempted to drive to Tennessee. I swear to God, don't make me, because you just don't know where Jenny will pop the fuck up.
Well, I hope so. That'd be great.
You never know. I don't know. I just like going on a road trip. Let's go see some stuff. Let's go have fun. I don't know. I'm that person. I'm adventurous, so I like to see the world. I like to do things. Yeah,
but we were.
Go ahead.
My wife, when she first met me, and I was rugby, she didn't go on the road with me, because she was too young at the time. When I was doing a lot of that stuff. So we bought a big motorhome, 32-foot motorhome, and she goes, "We should go on the road like you went on the road when you were younger." And I go, "And do all that fun stuff?" She goes, "You mean I could do drugs, drink, and chase women?" She goes, "No." She goes, "No." I go, "Then it'll be nothing like the last time I went on the road." Okay.
Right. I love it. I love it.
I guess it could still be fun. Well, I'm going to look for your band Sensations when I'm out in California. And you have my email. So if you're going to be playing out there during that time, or just let me know when you're playing. So if I'm out there, I can come see you guys play. I'd love to do that.
I'll send you his contact info, Amy, so that way you have it, so you guys can, communicate. That'd be great.
That'd be great. I'd love to meet you girls in person. Love to meet you ladies in person.
I look tame right now. My stage look is totally different. I don't want to scare you.
Yeah, I'm sure it's going to be comparatively to your last project, if you know what I mean. Yeah, I've been I'm there for any version of Amy that there is. I don't give a shit. I don't care. You know what I mean? Like this is one of my ride or die. This is one of my ride or die bitches right here. You know what I mean? We will be those motherfuckers in the crowd at like 85, 90 years old, still moshing out, going, yeah, this is awesome. Well, we got our cane, our walker. We're going, this is awesome.
Oh, heck yeah.
We're gonna be those bitches right
there. Yep. Taking out of the nursing home.
Yeah. When you get a chance, go on when you go on Skull Tone on YouTube. Go to the Carlos Arroyo video, a podcast I did with one of the radio stations. There's a story talking about dressing up and being a different person. In the 80s, I had hair this high, and I had six-inch platform shoes.
Oh God!
So I'm 5'8", but on stage I was 6'8". On stage. But there's a story in there. You have to listen to the story. It is about me going to a hospital because I had a daughter that was sick, and the story is so ridiculous. It's a true story. It's so ridiculous. Watch the video, and I tell that story on there, and it's just hilarious, just hilarious. So you'll enjoy it.
Hear the damn story. Okay.
Oh, you want me to do this? You got time for the story?
Yeah, just do this. Let's do this. I don't care. Now I have to hear the story. You made me go there.
Okay. I had at that time I had hair like this, and I wore black long cape. I looked like Dracula, and I had all makeup on and all the metal hardware and stuff that we wear in those days. So one of my daughters was sick with cancer, and she was at the hospital there at St. Joseph's at Chalks Hospital. So I told her, babe, and I for 2.5 years I slept in a hospital cot next to her, and I had a show that night. So I go, babe, I've got a show. I'm going to go do the show, and then I'll finish my show, and then I'll come back here. She goes, okay, Dad. So I went, and they closed all the doors at the hospital except for emergency, and you have to go through the tunnels to get to the other buildings, where the others.
Yeah.
So here I am, 6'8", with all this makeup. I finish my show. I go through an emergency. I wave at the nurse, and I keep going. The nurse freaks out and calls the police.
Oh, wow.
The police goes, what's the problem? There's a 7-foot vampire walking the halls.
Oh my God.
And he goes, can you describe him? Yeah, he's 7 foot tall. He's got a black cape, all black, and with makeup, he looked really kind of pale and like this. And he goes, okay, we're going to look for him. So the two cops pull out their guns, and they're walking through the hallways of a hospital, every floor, going, clear. The other guy, clear, with the other gun, like this, through all of the hallways. All of the hospital looking for a 7-foot vampire. So they get to the nurse's station at the cancer ward, and the one guy comes out, clear. The other guy, clear, with their guns drawn, and the nurse is going, what's going on? He goes, there's reports of a 7-foot vampire walking these hallways. Because describe him, and they describe it. He goes, that's Mr. Arroyo. He's a musician. He just finished a concert. His daughter's a patient here. By that time, I combed my hair down, and I was in sweats, sleeping in the bed already. I didn't know this till the next morning, and the nurses were going, you made our night. And they told me this story, and I'm laughing. We're sitting here talking to the police. Because do you got silver bullets in that gun? How are you going to kill this vampire? Do you have a stake with a hammer and you're going to put it through his heart? You know? I go, I wish I would have seen them because I would have told them, yeah, I saw that guy. He flew out that window. He flew right out and turned into a bat. And he got into this car with this old vampire, like a grandfather, and they drove off, and he was laughing.
All I can picture is Grandpa Munster.
That's it.
In the Dracmobile and the
and me flying down, a 7-foot vampire flying down and joining him in the car. Just
Okay, that story was worth it. Okay,
that was good.
That story was my fucking hands down fucking worth it. That was awesome. That was a great note to end the show on. Like, I'm just saying.
Definitely. Hey, maybe sometime when I'm in Los Angeles, we can do another show. Maybe I can have the band and we can do it live and have the band play. Amazing. And we can play a couple of songs that way and do interviews with the band. That'd be fun.
I am so down.
Awesome.
That'd be great.
Let's do this.
Well, ladies, thank you so much. Thank you, Christina. Thank you for arranging this. You ladies have fun. Keep doing what you do, and hopefully see you soon.
Awesome. Thank you so much. You have a really great night. Thank you for being on the show. We appreciate you.
Yeah, I got to get back in my coffin now, so. Goodbye. Thank you. Good evening.
Go put your platforms on.
And good evening.
Oh, you have a really good.
I know I'm blood, so I'll
everybody out there, go check out Carlos Arroyo. Go on YouTube, go on Spotify, put in Skull Tone. He's with the Blue Powder Monkeys, with Stone Free, Hendrix Experience, and like so many bands.
Yeah, thank you, girl. You ladies have a wonderful night. Thank you so much for having me.
Night.
Okay, good night. Bye.